Hello everyone. Welcome to Sweet Bee Creative Studios. I am Anne for those of you who are new here, and today we're going to craft a little bit. I have this advent calendar. Diamond Press did send me this calendar along with a couple of other things, and I just really want to play with it. A lot of people did unboxings. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out, I'm going to do day one today, which I already took out of its slot. It's out of there already. And I'm going to make something with it. So those of you who get it and you kind of stumped, because I know when I get something that I didn't actually pick out myself, I could get kind of stumped with it. So I figured I could work that out with you and we can maybe create something cute together. What we're going to create, I don't know. I'm not I'm not that kind of channel. I don't plan out a lot. Only if it's something really complicated. That's the only time I plan out. But yeah, let's do this. Okay, so I'm gonna get my stuff ready and I'll be back. Okay, so this is the stamp set and it is a book. You have all kinds of different layers to create a cute little book. So this is the color that'll go in the back, in the bottom, like the pages and whatnot, and then you would have the design on top, and you even have some sentiments that state here's to your next chapter, thank you, you're the best in my book, hope your birthday is one for the books. Okay, I think of books, I think of a bookmark, right? So I think that's what we're going to make today. We're going to make a longer one, a wider one, but it's still going to be cute. And if you want to give it as like a tag for a bag that they can actually put on, use it as a bookmark later on, that's a cute idea too. So of course I'm going to need layers of paper, but first I'm going to kind of stamp these out and create a couple of books. I don't know how many we're going to need, how many we're going to use, but we'll go one step at a time. I am going to make a holiday theme, so I might not use, well, should I, or should I try something else? You know what, we may do something other than holiday theme. Yeah, let me get some paper and my inks, and we'll go from there. I'll be right back. Okay, since I don't know how many I'm going to need, I brought out 4 inks, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cut out 4 of the books, because there's a little piece that goes here on the bottom, and I think I'm going to need to have it cut out before I stamp it. I mean, I could stamp the rest and save that for last, which we could do that too, but yeah, we might. Yeah, okay, we'll just save this little piece for last. Okay, so we'll stamp the other colors, and let me get a piece of paper. And also I need my stamp platform. Let's see. Which one shall we use? Okay. I have this piece of paper that I used as scrap, and I mean it's still in great shape, so I'm just going to cut out pieces that I need. This is a good way for you to use those papers that you start inking on to try out inks and stuff. Without even thinking that you can use it. Guess what happened to me? Okay, so we're gonna put this down. And let me make sure that this is on rubber, which it is. And now we're gonna start with our first layer, which it should be your lightest layer. So then it's gonna be this one. Let me remove little fuzzies. And I think I'm going to do this one in the teals. So let's start off with icicle. And let's stamp that a couple of times. Okay, I think that's pretty good. A little bit more here. Now, I believe that I still had some ink on this platform and it kind of transferred onto it, but it's okay, I don't mind. It's not the worst thing in the world. Okay. So now we're going to move on to our next one, which would be the actual book, right? And what you do is you're just going to line it up. Hold on, let me clean this off. Give me a second. Okay. So we're going to put this one here, and we're just going to line that up. And we're going to stamp it. Well, if I wouldn't have cleaned the stamp, it would grab. I mean, the platform. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to go in with the pool. And we're just going to stamp that one out. Okay, I think one more time. So you're just basically layering colors right now. Okay, let me wipe that off and get anything dirty. Okay. And let's go in with our design. Okay. And I think we're going to go in with the lagoon. Okay, I could have moved that a little bit more, but you know, I'm gonna make a couple of these. This could be one of the books that are on the bottom. It's really no big deal. It's just, you know, learning. Okay. So this should have all been shifted a little bit. You're gonna have an easier time because you're gonna be right over the stamp. I'm off to the side and I'm kind of like guessing. All right, let me clean this one off so I don't contaminate when we make our other colors. And chamois over there. They're really good, by the way. They get disgusting, but they're pretty good. I've wet mine and I keep it in a glass jar so it doesn't dry out, and it still smells fresh. It doesn't smell or anything, so that's a good thing. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, and then we'll add our final piece after we cut it. And it also comes with this thing. I guess this is for down here for your pages, which we could stamp out when we do the little tassel thingy. So I'm gonna cut this out and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's finish this guy off, and we're just gonna put this here, and I'll add a sentiment to this one. And let me see, let's do here's to your next chapter, so we'll put that there. And we're going to stamp those out, and I'm just going to use my VersaFine ink. Okay, cute. Okay, now we're going to add our little tassel. Yeah, put that just about there. And could remove these guys, which I'll have to clean up. And I think we're just going to do this one in that same lagoon. And we have that. We have our first book done. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the other books. This way I can look over it and, you know, kind of line everything up right. And I'll be right back. Okay. So we're going to use this stencil. And I think this should be enough card. And I'm not going to cut anything down because, I mean, sometimes you stencil parts that look better in a different section. So I want to give myself enough room that I could cut it down. So let's tape this. And I'm just going to add color. We're going to use the warm tones, and I think I'm going to use a cherry since I didn't use that on the actual books. Let me get a red brush. Yeah, squeaky chair. Okay. I'm just going to add color to one section. Okay. Now I'm going to get some blues. Maybe we'll do yellow in between. I think we could do the citrus one. It's kind of yellowy. Let's see. Make sure this brush doesn't have anything on it. Yeah, we're good to go. And let's add that here. Okay. Now we can get a blue. And we'll probably use the blue, the pool color. So let's get our brush. And let's add that color in. Okay. Pretty sure we're going to use this space because I kind of messed up there. That's fine. Okay. Some more color here, and I think we're good to go. And we can pick that up, and look how pretty that is. Now this stencil is not from Diamond Press, it's actually from Crafter's Companion. It's the only balloon one I have, that's why I'm using that one. And it's very pretty. First time I use it. Cute. Okay, so I figured we just put some books here, right? And we could decide which one is going to go on top. Which I'm kind of now feeling like, here's to your next chapter. Or we could just use that one, right? But let's cut this down first and then we'll decide. I also want to do some layers in gold and just add different papers in to make this bookmark / tag, right? Very thick. Let me find my paper trimmer here. And I'm going to start off by just trimming this edge, making sure that it's straight. And I'm going to have to trim it a little bit more. Okay. All right, I'm thinking maybe 6 inches looks good. Let's cut that down. And since I want to put a layer underneath it, I'm going to just go 2 7/8. Right? So we have that. And I think I am going to use the blue. I'm kind of liking the way that pops more. And then we'll just put these books underneath. I wasn't sure what sentiment I was going to use. So, I think this one with the balloons goes best. So we'll just pop that guy up. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now we're gonna get our gold, which I took a piece out. And this is already 6 inches, so I don't have to worry about that. But actually, I just wanted a tad bit bigger. So maybe, let's see, we're gonna cut this at 3 inches. And then we have this one that's also 3 inches because I want front and back, right? So we're gonna take these and cut them a little bit bigger than 6 inches. And we should be good to go. They should be about the same size. Yes, they are. And then this layer will go on top, and we could trim it down if we need to, which I will, just a little bit. I just want a slightly, slight gold border. You could have also done black. I mean, that would really pop. Maybe we'll do black and then layer this on black. It'll really make everything stand out. Okay, let me get some black card. I'll be right back. Okay, so I pulled out this stamp set, and so if I'm going to use here's to your next chapter, maybe I'll put down congrats on your retirement, because balloons don't necessarily just have to be for birthdays, right? We can use it for anything we want. So let's go ahead and stamp that on here. And this is one of Diamond Press's other mega kits that had all kinds of sentiments and stuff. And I just gotta see if I want it on the bottom or the top. Maybe put this on the top, and then we could put here's to your next chapter. You've earned it, and that'll finish it off, right? All right, let's go for it. It's just paper. You've earned it. Okay, now I'm gonna leave a little bit of space on top because I'm gonna want to cut it, right? So I'm just gonna leave my little book here, and I don't think I'm gonna need all three. I think I'm just gonna pop that one up. And let's see how much space we need here. We need to bring this a little bit down. And it's just enough so I can cut a little bit off those edges on top. And then we could put this down here. So cute. All right, you can emboss it if you want. I'm just gonna stamp it just for time's sake. And I just want to make sure that's on right. Let me see. It looks pretty good. Let's go for it. Okay. We can always trim it if we need to. my ink. Okay. Let's do it one more time. And I really want that really to be dark, so let's just go for it. Okay. And then we'll just add a little bit more to this side. Perfect. Okay. I gotta clean those off, so let me just put that to the side. Okay. So I'm thinking I want to pop this up a little bit more, so I'm just gonna use whatever was left and we'll glue this down and then I'll trim it. Let's put plenty of glue. I really don't want that going anywhere. Okay, I'm gonna flip this over and rub it. Get my scissor. And we're just gonna be careful trimming. Okay. So there we go. It's just a little bit of height, right? And not only that, it's gonna add some stability to the whole card. So I guess I want the top just to have a little bit, I don't want it like so square. Even though it looks good like that too. So this will go here. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just use one of my punches and we're just gonna give it an angle. Let's open that all the way. Okay. And now we're gonna do the same here. And finally here. So it's gonna be really thick, which, I mean, yeah, for a tag you don't have to have it as thick, but if you're gonna go ahead and use it as a bookmark, you should add some more layers so that way it can handle going in and out of the book and it won't get all funny looking. Okay, so I'm gonna glue these two down. Okay. And I'm going to put this down. I'm going to press. Doesn't matter if I got glue on it because it's going to get that other panel right on top. So this will go right here. And we are almost done. Okay. Really get those edges. I'm trying to get all that glue off my fingers. All right. And we're going to place it. thinking about it now, like my first instinct was to make something for a birthday, right? But I mean, it is appropriate because, I mean, if you're going to retire, you're going to have a whole lot more time to read. Okay, so I cut a couple of pieces of this, so I think I'm just going to layer it so I don't have to fuss with any foam tape, and that'll also make it thick enough that it should also stand the wear and tear. So we're going to do something like that. Just a slight border. We don't even need that many. We could do 2. I'm going to glue these right on top of each other. Okay. Okay, we have that. And then we can glue this one right on top, just leaving a slight little edge. Okay. Okay. And now we could just glue this guy right there. Okay, so we have that. And all we're missing now is a hole, and add some ribbon to the top, and we are done. All right, let me get a hole here. Okay, have that. And I'm gonna get some ribbon and be right back. Okay. So we're just gonna grab a piece of ribbon. And we could do this 2 ways. We can use another ribbon to tie it, or we could just pass this through. And pass this through here. I think I'll find an orange ribbon though later, or green, even maybe a yellow, but just for now. Let's pull this through because this one's kind of thick. We can also use like the seam binding. That's pretty. I love the way that crinkles. And I think that's all we'll do later, but for time's sake, let's just finish it off. So we're gonna have something that looks like that, right? Of course, we'll trim this. And you could even do with like some twine and just hang it on a gift bag or whatever. But if you're gonna give it as just a bookmark, do something like that and just put it on top of the book or inside of the book. And isn't it pretty? That's my project. I think it's cute. You can add some gems if you want. But again, you have to always consider this is going to go in and out of a book. So be mindful of what you put on it. Sometimes less is more. You can just do some glossy accents on these little, I don't even know what you call them, those little decorations, and call it a day. Well, that's it. This is number 1 of the advent calendar. And I hope this gives you some ideas of what you can do with it. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.